What's going on YouTube? Welcome to D&CGaming Legion. My name is Chris, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about what does DLC Pack 8's free update need to change, fix, or improve for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, why am I talking about DLC Pack 8 already? Well, it's quite simple actually. I feel like it. But anyway, when DLC Pack 7's free update released, it made some positive changes to the game. Such as, you can now pick all your CACs from the character select screen at once, and they had a balance patch that buffed a lot of moves that were not very useful and made them useful now, such as Scatter Kamehameha. So overall, it was a positive change that made the game overall better, but we can't stop there. There's still plenty of other things they need to change, improve, fix, and so on to make this game reach its full potential. So, with all that said, let's talk about some things that need to change in the free update for DLC Pack 8. So, for starters, how about a news board that actually properly functions? Right now, as it stands, if you go up to the news board in the hub world, it'll say, no events running. Even if there is an event running at this current moment in time, it will still say no events running. And the whole purpose of having a news board in the game is to convey information to the player about the game through, the game. So if you want to find out information about upcoming events such as raids, tournaments, and other things of that nature, right now you have to go on the official Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 website, which is in Japanese, mind you, so you have to use Google Translate to translate it to, English. So, when I made that video explaining how to get Tapion's outfit, or the other video I made explaining how to get the Kefla wig, the only reason I found out about those things was because I just so happened to check the website when they updated it. But imagine if I didn't, then I would not have known how to get those items and I would have missed out on them, and that's a problem. So what needs to change? Well, it's quite simple. The news board simply needs to let us know everything. So let's say, for example, there's going to be a raid. The news board needs to let us know at least 1 week in advance when the raid is going to be. It needs to lay out the dates for us, from this date till that date. It needs to list that for us. It should list what the reward is going to be, how many points we need to get for the reward. It should also let us know things like, is the reward only equipable for certain races or genders, or is it equipable for every single race? We need to know all this information in advance. That way we can plan stuff out in advance. Likewise, I also think the news board should also list the patch notes, like, what gets changed whenever they update the game, and so on and so forth. Pretty much, in short, the news board needs to tell us the important news that we need to know through the game. End of story. Now, since I just mentioned a raid as an example, let me talk about the last raid they had in this game, which was the Broly raid that you needed to play if you wanted to get the Kefla wig. Now, that raid, for whatever reason, only lasted 1 day. Despite the fact that on the website it said it was supposed to last from Saturday until Wednesday, which is a total of 5 days. Now, the last couple raids they've had before this one actually lasted 5 days, but for whatever reason they decided that this one was only going to last for 1 day. So because of the fact that the raid only lasted 1 day, and because of the fact that the news board didn't let people know about the raid ahead of time, this probably caused a lot of people to unfortunately miss out on the raid and therefore miss out on getting the Kefla wig. And this is precisely why from here on out, every single raid should at the very least last 5 days from here on out. I mean, I think 5 days is a decent amount of time to get on and get the item you want. If they want to make it a little longer, like maybe 7 days, that's perfectly fine too. But the point is, minimum 5 days from here on out. It would also be nice if for, like, say, raids or really any event that they have going on, it would be nice if once you get the required amount of points to get, like, the certain item you're trying to get, it'd be nice if the game instantaneously then, gave you the item. That way you wouldn't have to wait for the event to be over. But again, that's a bit of a minor issue, and the previous points I just made are way more important. They should also make it where all previous raid reward clothing and accessories should be available to purchase for the TP Metal Shop for a reasonable amount of TPs. I think that the whole purpose of having raids should be that you can get the items for free, and obviously get them earlier, but I do believe that at one point or another, they should just appear in the TP Metal Shop so you could just buy them. That way everyone will eventually get their hands on these items. Now, going back to the Kefla wig for a minute, those who did manage to get their hands on the Kefla wig were met with a very unfortunate surprise, as they soon found out that the Kefla wig is only equipable on female CACs. And you know, if the Ultra Instinct Goku wig and the entire Super Saiyan 4 wig and outfit can be equipable for every single race and gender, why can't it be the same thing for the Kefla wig? And this brings me to my next point, which is every single piece of clothing and accessories should be equipable for every single race and gender in this game. There should be no clothing or accessories that are exclusive to certain races or genders, because if you exclude a certain piece of clothing to a certain race or gender, all you're doing is holding back the game's full potential for character customization in the game. And that's a bad thing because we want our characters to look as unique as possible. And one way we can help do that is by having full access to every single piece of clothing and accessory in the game and simply mixing and matching them. And if for whatever reason they can't make an update allowing all races and genders to wear every single piece of clothing and accessory, then could they at the very least make it where every single new piece of clothing and accessories that they add through free updates from here on out, could they make it where every single one of those at the very least will, you know, be equipable for every race and gender? Now, since we're talking about customization, let's talk about colorable clothing and accessories. You want to see something really cool with the Kefla wig? If you use the Kaioken transformation, or you use any Kaioken move, it actually changes the hair color of the Kefla wig from green to yellow. Now, some people might like the way that the Kefla wig looks, but they might not be a fan of the color, and that is precisely why all clothing and accessories should be colorable. As it stands right now, none of the accessories are colorable, and only a handful of clothing items in the game can be colored. These include some of the exclusive outfits that only certain races can wear, such as the Demon Sorcerer outfit that the Namekians have. And the thing is, the other half of these outfits are universal stuff like the Time Patroller suit, and you know, some of the basic battle armor stuff that they have. And the thing is, most of these colorable outfits are nothing unique looking. Most of them are basic, generic kind of looking outfits. But a lot of the unique looking outfits, like Bardock's armor, Beerus's outfit, Android 16's outfit, Pan's outfit, Mira's outfit, Bojack's outfit, the Super Saiyan 4 outfit, Pycon's outfit, and so on. All those outfits have a very unique look to them, but unfortunately they cannot be colored. Now here's the thing. Some of those outfits I mentioned actually belong to certain mentors, like for example, Beerus's outfit. Now here's the thing, when they introduced the mentor update for this game, they allowed you to customize your mentors, and one of the things they did was allow you to change the color of your mentor's clothing. So again, going back to Lord Beerus, you could change the color of his clothing, and that right there is proof that Dimps can allow you to essentially change the color of any clothing piece in the game, because it works on the mentors. Also, Bojack, when you go to customize him, you can change the color of his bandana. Now, his bandana is an accessory, so again, that's proof right there that you should also be able to change the color of accessories in the game. Seriously though, being able to change the colors of clothing and accessories, that by itself is a huge step in the right direction for character customization in this game. I don't think people realize just how impactful it is just being able to change the color of something in a game. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to prove it to you right now. Consider the following. So take the Super Saiyan 4 outfit, for example.
By the way, I know I mentioned the Super Saiyan 4 outfit a few times in this video, but I would like to remind all of you that Super Saiyan Blue is way better than Super Saiyan 4. You may carry on.
So take the Super Saiyan 4 outfit, for example. Now let's say you could change the color of the fur and the color of the wig. Now, let's say you change the fur color and wig color to, say, silver or white. You know, the color that Ultra Instinct Goku's hair is. And now you give your character silver-colored eyes. Now you equip data input, and voila! You have now officially created a Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan 4. You know, kind of like that one mod that In Between Gamer showcase that I'm sure many of you are going apeshit over when you saw. And notice how I was able to easily do this just by being able to change the color of the clothing and accessories. No mod required. And I'm sure you guys could probably come up with a bunch of other really cool things too if you're just able to change the color of the clothing and accessories. But do you see my point now as to how impactful being able to change the color of clothing and accessories is? I cannot stress that enough. They really need to update that and allow us to change the color of all the clothing and accessories. Well, that was a mouthful. Alright, 3 more really quick points and I'm going to wrap this video up, okay? The first point, limit bursts. Now, if you've seen my video on limit bursts, you know where I stand with them. I think they're really cool for when it comes to parallel quests, expert missions, and raids. But when it comes to actually PvP, I think they're horribly designed. I think they're overpowered. I don't think they're just well thought out. So the very simple solution I offered is they just should have an option to turn them off when you're creating a lobby. You know how when you create a match without limitations, there is an option to turn items on or off? Well, they should have the exact same thing for Limit Burst. They should have an option to turn Limit Burst on or off when you're creating a match without limitations. If they do that, that fixes the whole Limit Burst controversy, because people that want to play with them can, and people that don't want to play with them can. It's a win-win situation. That's all they gotta do. Also, having an option to turn Super Souls on or off when you create a lobby would be a really cool feature as well. And as it stands right now, when you create a match with limitations on, you can't adjust the time limit. By default, it's always at 3 minutes and you can't change it. You should have the option to, adjust it so it doesn't have to be 3 minutes long. Alright, now for the last and final point. So, when DLC 7's free update came out, they had a balance patch which, buffed and nerfed some moves. Now, DLC 8 needs to do the same thing. There's still moves that need to be buffed, and there's still moves that need to be nerfed. Now, I plan on making a separate video talking about what moves still need to be buffed, and what moves still need to be nerfed. But really quickly, off the top of my head, one move that needs to be buffed is Secret Poison, and one move that needs to be nerfed is Fake Death. And there you have it, folks. Those are all the things that I feel like need to be changed, fixed, and addressed for when DLC Pack 8's free update comes out. So, do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What do you think needs to be changed for whenever DLC Pack 8 rolls around? Leave your comments down below. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Give yourself a pat on the back. And if you liked the video, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification tab icon thingamajig. And stay tuned for more videos. Until next time, this is Chris from D&CGaming Legion signing off.